Hare Krishna, Sanjay Prabhu, Komal Mataji, Divya Mataji. Hare Krishna, everyone.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Okay. Devotees, you can confirm once you're able to see the screen.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, yeah, thank you. So, Hare Krishna, I welcome you to this course of Gita Gyan, Essence of Bhagavad Gita by ISKCON Seshadripuram, Bangalore. And today we are on 15th day. So, let's start with this beautiful sloka. Who wants to read it? What happened? Yeah. Dhamati Mataji, want to read it? Or Divya Mataji, want to try? Ganga Mataji, Kirti Mataji, Sanjay Prabhu, you want to read one sloka?
I can try, Prabhuji.
Yeah, Divya Mataji, please go ahead.
Okay. Gita Gnan, Essence of Bhagavad Gita. Devaki Nandanaha Krishno Gita Patena Tusyati Yata na Vedhyar Danena Yajna Trita Vratha Dibbiha. The son of Devaki, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, cannot be satisfied by anyone's study of the Vedas, charity, sacrifice, pilgrimage, or vows as much as he is satisfied by the devotional recitation of Gita.
Yes, thank you, Mataji, for reading so nicely. So here you will be seeing Krishna is more pleased when he is satisfied more when you're reading or devotional recitation of Gita you are doing. So you all have been joining from last 14 days and you are all pleasing the Lord by reading Bhagavad Gita daily. So that's the reason I was trying to encourage everyone to read at least one word or one shloka also. Even if somebody is reading, even if you're muted, also try to read, because once you read, Krishna is very pleased. So it's saying, yeah, other activities are also there, such as reading of the studying of the Vedas, charity, sacrifice, pilgrimage, and go taking any vows. He is satisfied, but he's more satisfied when somebody does the devotional recitation of the Gita. With this, we'll start with the prayers. Devotees can repeat it after me. Om Jnana Timirandhasya Jnana Jana Shalakaya
Om Jnanadhimiratyanadirasya Jnananjana
Chakshurum militam yena tasmai shri gurave nama.
Chakshur unmilitam yena tasmai shri gurave namaha.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale.
Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale
Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine.
Srimate
Bhakti Vedanta
Swami
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine.
Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine
Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashata Deshatarine.
Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashadeshatarine.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Jaya
Shri Krishna
Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhaktavinda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama,
Ram.
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
One more time, devotees, loudly. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare
Hare Rama.
Rama Rama
Rama,
Rama
Hare Hare.
Hare
Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Srimate Jayata Brahmacharya Pradaya Nitai Kripa Padayani Gaura Kata Damadayani Grata Ramatarini Mukham Karoti Vachalam Pangum Lante Girim Yat Kripa Taham Aham Vande Shri Gurum Dinataranam Om Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaran. Okay, so let us move ahead. So this program is let me mute everyone once. Yeah. So this program is dedicated to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, who is the founder Acharya of International Society for Krishna Consciousness. So after class today, I'll be telling you more about Srila Prabhupada. So daily we are seeing one-on-one small short stories about Srila Prabhupada. Just once we complete chapter 15, we'll be hearing about Srila Prabhupada more in details. So, Srila Prabhupada is to say, when we glorify Lord devotee, it removes all our sins and the Lord is very happy. So if the devotees of the Lord is happy, the Lord becomes very happy. So Srila Prabhupada, in order to spread this movement, when he went to the Western countries, so a lot of people of the Western countries suggested Srila Prabhupada, why don't you change your clothes to jeans and shirt? Because I see Srila Prabhupada, you are always wearing dhoti and kurta. And if you are wearing more jeans and shirts, you will be able to preach more. Leave dhoti kurta, they suggested to Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada said, actually, I have come here to give Krishna consciousness and Indian culture to the Westerners. I don't need to change actually. Srila Prabhupada says. So we can see how Srila Prabhupada was having faith. He was having that astha. He was having that devotion, bhakti bhav he was having. And that's the reason, because of these two things, faith and devotion, he made all the people change, and many of the foreigners have also taken to Krishna consciousness in just coming in association with Srila Prabhupada. So a lot of times those people never saw, like they used to always eat their actually things also. Even when they used to eat non-veg or non-vegetarian foods, their meat also, they used to use forks and spoons to eat them. And then they used to saw Srila Prabhupada actually. He was eating with the hands. Then Srila Prabhupada explain the benefits of eating with the hands. So you can wash your hand and then you eat. And because of the purity of Srila Prabhupada, everyone became the devotee. So that's Srila Prabhupada glorify. And that's the reason, because of Srila Prabhupada, we are here and we are studying Bhagavad Gita as it is. So we'll move ahead. We were also very inspired by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, who is the GBC and spiritual master. So Srila Prabhupada has that instruction which he had given to His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj, that every month you should be distributing more than 10,000 books and spread this Krishna consciousness movement. So Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj have taken this instruction so seriously, and he is distribution more. He's asking all his devotees also, and that's the reason he's distributing more than 10,000 books per month of Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. You can imagine. So that's His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Guru Maharaj. Will take his blessing and then we will proceed to the Gita Mahatmya section. Who wants to read? Today is one of the very, very important section, which is 15th chapter. So before that, we'll. Okay, Dhamati Mataji, please go ahead with Gita Mahatmya.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, please go ahead.
Samsara sagaram goram tartum ichati yo naraha Gita navam samsadya param yati sukhenasa. A person who wants to cross over the ghastly ocean of material suffering can do so very easily by taking shelter of the boat of the Bhagavad Gita.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for reading. So we see when we go to any river or something, we need a boat in order to cross from one shore to another shore. So here it is saying a person who wants to cross this ghastly ocean of material suffering. So this Krishna have told this world is known as Dukhalam Ashashatam. So this world is full of miseries, and this world is Ashashatam, means this is temporary. Everyone or the other is suffering here. And if we go to the spiritual world, which is known as Vaikuntha, there is no dukkha there. There is no suffering there. That's what it's known as Vaikuntha. So it's a saying, if somebody is taking the shelter of Bhagavad Gita, is a saying it's just taking a boat in the material ocean. So if you are taking the shelter of Bhagavad Gita, what will be happening? You will be able to cross this ocean of what? Ocean of birth and death, and then you will be able to go back home, back to Godhead. So that's that today's Gita Mahatmya. Let's go ahead. So today is chapter 15, the yoga of Supreme Person, or the Purushottam Yoga. So Krishna will be talking about himself. This is one of the very important chapter of Bhagavad Gita. So last time I told you, if somebody is dying in your family or somebody has already left the soul, it's recommended that you should read chapter 2, because it's compromises of summary of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 8, chapter 12, and chapter 15. But if the time permits, you should for the benefit of the soul, you should read the complete Bhagavad Gita also. You should recite it, that the soul is there till 12 days. He will be there, he will be listening it, and he will be getting some pious karma also. So we have, yesterday we saw what chapter 14 was, name was there. Can somebody say? Let's 2 minutes, let us take some time. Who wants to say the chapter?
Prabhuji, the three modes of the
Material nature.
material nature.
Yes, Dhamati Mataji, we are correct. Okay. Can somebody say, only one person, what are the first mode of material nature?
Mode of goodness.
Prabhuji, mode of goodness.
What is the second one?
Mode
Mode
of
of passion.
Third one?
Mode of
Mode
ignorance.
of ignorance.
Yes. So people who are there in the mode of,
Prabhuji, you should ask such MCQs only. Why you are submitting us the quiz? We are more happy when we like we tell in like live class. That is more better.
yes, Mataji, if we keep on having question answer also, then I won't be able to take session actually.
For that, you should plan in advance. You are always taking beyond 8. You should start from 6:30. Then you can be complete by 8.
Mataji, in order to get 1 hour 1 hour of devotee time also. In 1 hour also, very less devotees are coming. If I stretch beyond 1 hour, nobody will be coming,
No,
Mataji.
the first half hour will be our this MCQ session. So in that we will be able to answer more better.
So we have done in the past also. I used to log in 15-20 minutes before. So what devotees used to do, they used to always join at 7:10 only. They know the classes will be starting from that time only. Yeah. Okay. Coming back. Okay. Tell me. Yeah. So people who are there in the mode of goodness, how they feel?
Happy mood,
Yes. And after leaving this material world, where they go?
higher planet.
Back to Godhead.
No, higher planets they will go.
जल्दी नहीं दमती माता जी.
Okay. Yeah. First part was good. Second part will be going to higher planets. The people who are there in the mode of Rajoguna or mode of other name, what is Rajoguna?
Passion.
Passion.
What will happen to this kind of people? What their desire is?
They are
Fruitive activities. They
One
will
more.
get burst in those which are related to fruitive activities.
Okay, I haven't asked till now what is the results they will get. I said what is the they desire to get here.
money through
unlimited desires.
Yes, Mataji, they require name, fame, and these unlimited desires are coming because they want to go for fruitive activities. And as Komal Mataji said, the last they will be again, if the desires are not fulfilled, they will again take rebirth. Okay, we'll go to the third modes, which is known as mode of.
ignorance.
Ignorance.
So what are the characteristics of mode of ignorance? If somebody is there,
Laziness.
yes, there were three: sleep
Laziness
and madness.
and drinking alcohol and all these. I mean the characteristic of the people. I mean.
Yes, including me also. I also sleep a lot. Yeah. So after dying, where they go?
Animal union.
Yes, lower species
The
of life,
animal
which is known
kingdom.
as animal kingdom. And what happened to those people who take to devotional service?
They
They go back.
They go back to they go back to Godhead.
Yes, so they are able to cross this mode of three modes of material nature. And when they take shelter of the Supreme Lord of Godhead, they can progress in devotional life. And then what will happen at the end of their life? They will be able to transcend and go back home, back to God. There will be no birth and there will be no death.
They
Yeah,
go back.
wonderful.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
they go back to Godhead and they break the head of the God.
No, Mataji, not like that. Sorry to say, but it's not like that. Once we go there, we'll be always be happy.
And that only I'm saying. I mean, one who enjoys with God will, of course, irritate God also.
Okay, no, nothing like that.
Because
Okay,
they
well,
are a kind of that person, like in always in fun. So that's why.
no issues, Mataji. I can't say right now. I'm taking spiritual classes, so I can't laugh. Yeah, coming back, let's see what Krishna is saying. The very first shloka. This is very important shlokas. So it's a saying: do we need to go for Vedic scriptures? So Lord is further explaining about Prakriti or this nature. So Krishna is a maintainer, and that's the reason he is known as Purushottam, and that's the reason this chapter name is known as Purushottam Yoga. Who wants? Ashwani Mataji, you have raised your hand. You want to read, Mataji?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes, Mataji.
Sri
Please go ahead.
Bhagavan Uvacha Vrutta Mula Adasaktam Asatvam Puram Vyasmam Chandasmam Yasam Parinani Ya Tasme Veda Sa Vedavati. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, it is said that there is an imperishable banyan tree that has its root upwards and its branches down, and whose leaves are the Vedic hymns. One who knows this tree is known as knower of the Vedas. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yes, Thank you, Mataji. Let's discuss what Krishna is saying. This is a very, very interesting picture if you see. So we can see we have Srimati Radharani and Krishna standing here above, and just below where Krishna feet is there, Brahmaji is sitting. Brahmaji is below, and from Brahmaji we can see this is an inverted banyan tree. From Brahmaji it is coming. How it is there we can see in this picture. So this is like Brahmaji, here it is there, and Brahmaji inverted, whatever we are able to see here is there. So it's a saying, this is one of the most quoted verse of Bhagavad Gita, where Lord is saying there is an imperishable banyan tree. Krishna is talking about this tree. This tree, why it is known as imperishable trees? Because it has its roots. So we can see how Brahmaji have created this people here. So all 84 lakh of species, everything is being here, everyone is there. So he's saying this tree, which is imperishable, this is Shashwata, which it cannot be destroyed actually. Why it's a saying? And up and this is talking, Krishna is talking, this tree has his roots upwards actually. Where my cursor? Yeah, its roots is upward and its branches are down. And what are these leaves? If you see these leaves are Vedic hymns. And who knows this tree actually? If you can understand this tree, it's known as you have understood the knower of the Vedas. So from Brahmaji, actually, all the living entities are created. So this is an analogy which Krishna is giving, and the real fact also. So if you know this, then you are able to understand the Vedas. To understand Vedas mean to know Krishna. So material world is a, what is this? A reflex. This is the material world. Material world is a reflection of spiritual world. So world is compared like a big banyan tree. The reflection of the spiritual world is the material world. So if you go, when the water is very, very crystal clear, what will happen? You will be able to see all the reflection. There is a lot of description is about this tree, which are mentioned in this Bhagavatam also. So it's saying, so actually, if you hit it with any stone, what will happen? You this in the river which you are able to see this image, it will vanish in a fraction of second. So similarly, whatever we are enjoying here, or whatever in this material world which we are living, it's just a fraction of second. So that is a very, very deep concept. Actually, if you see this, our material world is like a deep rooted banyan tree. And how we can overcome this? We can cut this banyan roots. This, if you know this material world is this reflection of this one, and this root of a banyan tree is very deep rooted. As we can say, from this branches also this root again go down. So it's a saying, what is the real tree? The real tree is the spiritual tree, and whatever we are saying, actually it's just a shadow, or whatever we are living is just in the material is just a shadow. It's just a fraction of second. We are very temporary. And this leaves, whatever you are able to see, these are nothing but the Vedic hymns. And the twigs and all you're seeing, this is our sense objects, which have like sense objects have a very deep rooted. And how we can overcome this one? Just by cutting our desire through detachments. We can cut this tree with the acts of detachment. So entire world is compared to this banyan tree, because we are always engaged in our fruitive activities. There is no end of this banyan tree, which is very deep rooted. So for us also, our desires are very deep rooted. So what happened? One as one wanders, sometimes if it is I'm a lamb here is there, sometimes I'll be getting tiger. So one is just transferring from one birth to another. They're taking a revolving around 84 lakh of species there. There is no end actually. So that's the purpose of this Vedic hymns, to elevate oneself gradually and come to Krishna consciousness. So that's what Krishna is there trying to actually understand. So let us understand this with a quick story. So there was very wonderful stories there. So this is story is about one queen. You can see queen is wearing a very nice necklace here in her neck. So it was this was a very, very precious diamond necklace which the queen used to love a lot. So one day while she was taking a bath, in an open area. So those times used to be open areas used to be there inside her palace only. That used to be open, and a big palace used to be there, and all it used to be covered with the forest and all. So what happened? This suddenly a monkey came, and he grabbed this necklace which the queen just have kept on the ground only. And what happened? He again, monkeys are very fast. He took the branches and then he went into the forest. And then the queen actually ordered her servants to catch this monkey, because um, this she was very attached to this jewelry actually. And servants left no stone actually unturned to find this monkey. But as soon as they went, they were not able to find a trace of him also. And the servants of the queen came back and they said, ma'am, queen, we are not able to find this monkey, and that's we are not able to find your necklace also. And since this queen loved her necklace a lot, so she went to this king and told that she want her necklace back at any cost. And king was also loving her queen very much, so he did one announcement and he told, whoever in this kingdom will find this necklace, he will reward him with the double price of the necklace. So whatever this announcement was made, and everyone in this kingdom was starting in searching of the necklace because they wanted a reward. So what happened? One time, everyone was searching this necklace. A group of farmers, we can see here, a group of farmers, actually, where they were passing through a nearby pond, we can say, or a river, whatever we can say. So they were passing from them, and they're, it's just for a representative of the pictures I have kept. So they saw that the necklace is lying down in the water. And what happens? One farmer just jumped into that water. As soon as they jumped into that to grab that necklace, the necklace used to disappear from the water. And then another farmer used to go like this, and then this all every farmer was seeing from outside. They were able to see this necklace there, but as soon as they used to go there, the necklace used to go away. So what was that difficulty which they were facing? So they were not able to realize actually. And then they were very stunned with this situation actually. So one saint who was actually standing there and watching all their ads, so after some times the saint actually went there and asked, actually they asked, what is the matter actually, why are you like so many people have gathered there, and why you are jumping and then again coming back, what's the matter? And then they uttered the whole story, what it's all about. And then the saint just looked upwards and then found the necklace was dangling on the tree, and the same image or the reflection was appearing on the water surface. So what happened? This farmers took the necklace and returned it to the king and got the double price as a reward. So what is the moral of the story? So the moral of the story is actually we try to find happiness or peace of mind where at the place or in things where actually happiness doesn't exist. So we are saying we are trying to be happy here. We are keep trying. We are trying to do every all those activities, and we feel like we'll be here happy. But what is happening? And ultimately, we are having some sufferings, or we are feeling sad only. So we think these things or whatever things we are owning or whatever the things are there, it will make us happy. The mode of passion catches up, and then but we are never actually, it's that the desires keep on coming, and that's a never ending desires happening. So seeing the reflection and thinking, that is the real. So material world is a reflection of spiritual world, and reality is a spiritual world. When we go back home, back to Godhead, then only we can enjoy this material world. Whatever activities we are able to do, the same activities where they will be also be doing, but will be gained such, there will be gained supreme ananda, will be always be blissful. Let's see what Krishna is saying in the next sloka, 15.8, 15.9. Kirti Mataji, you have raised your hand. Yes, Mataji, you want to read, please?
Yes,
You
ma'am.
can read only the English slokas only. Translation, that is fine with me.
Okay. The living entity in the material world carries his different conceptions of life from one body to another as the air carries aromas. Thus, he takes one kind of body and again quits it to take another. The living entity, thus taking another gross body, obtains a certain type of ear, eye, tongue, nose, and sense of touch, which are grouped about the mind. He thus enjoys a particular set of sense objects.
Yes, thank you, Mataji, for reading. So the Krishna, Lord Krishna, is continue to giving more knowledge, and that's the reason this chapter is known as Purushottam Yoga. He's talking about himself also. He's saying why am Purushottam is there. So Paramatma knows what our desires are there. He gives the sanction as to a body based on our desires. When you are in the body, you are bonded by that body. So elephant is bonded by its body. Based on the body, we get actually happiness. So we feel whatever kind of happiness is there based on our body we feel. So that's the reason actually it's mentioned here. This living entity in this material world carries this different conception of life from one body to another as the air carries the aromas. And thus one kind of body, and then again he will be quitting to one another. So we saw some yesterday I was talking. So suppose if your mother or your sister or your husband or any of your family members is cooking in your kitchen, and you're sitting here, but you are able to by the smell you are able to guess, or you know what you okay something nice my mom is making, or your sister whatever is whoever is making. So he's saying as the air carries the aromas, we can see the rose are there, or somebody applies the perfume, or somebody is carrying a perfume like a fragrant rose is going away, or the person goes away, and then the what happens through the air we are able to smell those fragrance. So saying as the air carries the aroma, similarly what happens since we are in the different conception of like the one body as air goes over, so like that one body to another body it's quits and again it takes a rebirth. So it's saying the living entity again it takes into this different kind of gross body. We have seen this gross body which we have got, it's made of 24 elements. And it's saying Krishna is further saying, based on the next gross body, you'll be having a certain type of ear, eye, tongue, and nose, and sense of touch. Why five kind of senses which we talked? So he's saying, which are all group about this mind. And thus he will be enjoying a particular sense of. So living entity goes from one form to another. A person who wants to sleep more will be giving a body of a polar bear to sleep more. A person who wants to eat flesh, he will be giving a body of tiger, because whatever at the time of death his desires are there, Krishna will be sanctioning in, and based on that he will be giving you a different kind of body also. So that's what Krishna is saying. So at the time of death, people, whatever their thoughts, whatever their desires are there, somebody will be having a thought of fear of property, fear of child, what will happen if I die. So again you are born as a cockroach, dog, or sometimes even as a lizard also, based on if you have a karma. If you have a karma, then again you'll be born as a human in that same house. If it is not, if you have a lower karma, then you'll be born in an animal life and born in the same house. Your family who was loving you much, he will see, oh mom, look at this cockroach, shut, gone, died with your son hand only. So that's what he's saying. So whatever the desire of unfulfilledness will be there, Krishna will be giving you the next kind of body. Through that, you will be able to fulfill. So we have seen how this man, buddhi, ahankar, the soul, this five constitute of this gross body constitute of this five. Uday Mataji, you are there? Yeah, Uday Mataji is the last day. She asked one question about ether. I answered, but after the last call, you were not there. So ether is generally not, so air, if you see that air, so air also does contain an space. So inside our body, if you see, there are a lot of spaces there, or the air is there. So what happens? Somebody saying something? Okay.
Prabhuji, ether means sky, na?
Yes, Mataji. It's the sky where the air is there. So if I take an example of our body, not the complete sky, or the where the sound travels. So if you see our body compromises of the intestine, or the veins, or that blood, so there are tiny spaces will be there. So that spaces is known as ether. Air is also there, but air also constitute that air cannot fill those spaces, but the ether is there that will fill those spaces. Okay, coming to that, yeah, so our soul is constructs of this ego, mind, and intelligence. Krishna here it is saying, so when somebody is quitting those things, what will happen? will be group about the mind. So it's just there, all those thoughts, everything will be there, and when they are going to a different kind of species, they will be again having that perception or that body. So how is it then put? Krishna is saying, by birth it is only possible when you come into this material birth. So that's the reason he's put into this different yonis. Different kind of yonis are there as the air carries the aroma. We can see here flower is there, as that's it, we are able to see. So there are different kind of 84 lakh of species are there. So what are those 84 lakh species are there? Because Krishna is saying this soul constitute of this man, intelligence, buddhi, mind, and this ego, and that's the soul sarir, or this gross body will be taking. And this once it goes to a different say, so based on this material nature or the prakriti, we have 84 lakh of wonderful dresses which will be getting. So based on your desires, we'll be getting a different kind of dresses. Again, we will wear those dresses. So what are those kind of dresses? So it's a saying 10 lakh of species are there, birds are there, 4 lakh of species are human, and 9 lakhs of species are there aquatic animals, 20 lakh of species are there plants and trees, 11 lakhs of species are there insects, and 30 lakhs of species are there beast. So somebody who wants to show off, they want to show their body, or sometimes they are born as a tree. Nice life. Continue showing off. So that's what, based on whatever your desires are there, it will continue having this 84 lakh of species of life will be there. Let's see what Krishna is saying in further slide. Okay, 15.213. Who wants to read? Okay, Usha Mataji, want to read it? Asha Mataji, Abhiram Prabhu.
Hare
Indulu
Krishna.
Mataji. Okay, Asha Mataji, want to read? Please go ahead.
Yeah. Yad Aditya Gatam Tejo Jagat Vyasayate Khilam Yak Chandramasi Yak Chagantu Tat Tejo Viti Mamakam Gam Avisya Cha Bhutani Dharmai Aham Ojasa Pusnami Chau Diha Sarva Samo Bhutva Rasa Tam Maka. The splendor of the sun, which dissipates the darkness of this whole world, comes from me. And the splendor of the moon and the splendor of the fire are also from me. I enter into each planet, and my energy, they say, in orbit. They stay in orbit. I become the moon and thereby supply the juice of the life to all vegetables. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji. So he's saying, what are the energies or the rays which is coming from sun and moon? Where does it come from? The splendor which we are seeing, or the urja we are seeing, it's coming from Krishna himself. So he's saying, so the light which we are saying, the sun, it's the whole darkness, it's being removed. And in the night time also, in the light of the moon, we are able to see everything. So he's saying that Kiran, or that's that brightness or the splendor which is coming out, which dissipates our darkness, the whole thing is coming from me. So those are mentioned as just like the eyes of the Lords. One is the eyes, and the second is the moon or the eyes. And he's saying we can take, and then Krishna further is saying, I enter into each planet. So how we can see how he said in the starting of that fourth chapter also, as the pearls are hanging in the necklace by a thread, so I am holding the whole planet. So Krishna is saying, so I enter into each planet, and by my energy they stay in that orbit. He's holding by a thread, invisible thread. And then I saying is very important thing. So whatever vegetables we are eating, he's saying those vegetables we see are some juices, or the fruits which are juice are there. So saying at the night time, when the moon is arising, so that moon, from that moonlight it is coming. So he's saying, so thereby I become the moon, and from thereby they supply the juice life to all these vegetables. So whatever, when we are eating next time vegetables, whatever the juice or the rasas we are having, we should remember Krishna. Because of him only we are having that taste is there. So next time if you eat, yeah, I am the moon. So not only is enter into each planet, a big very planet is there, is stays there without changing the orbit, and we see that the orbit doesn't crashes into a different planet. Also, he's maintaining the whole planet in the orbit. So that's his energy. So that's what is very important is them. So that's why he's maintaining. So one time, Lord Indra also in one of his lifetime he became a pig, and when he came down to this material earth, and we know what pig eats, so he was eating all those dirty things. And suddenly the post was vacant in Indralok. So everyone was searching for Indradev, and Indradev was busy in eating here down the earth. So what happened? So everyone was searching. Then the Lord Brahma sent off his devtas to go and call him, and then he said, "No, no, I'm very happy. There are a lot of things are here to eat. There are my wife is there. Every day she brings a lot of things to eat. My kids are there. I don't need to work hard here. Everything I'm enjoying here. Why should I go there?" And then what happened? He's saying Brahmaji came, and then Brahmaji also said, "Oh, Lord Indra, like you come there, everyone is searching for you, and the Asuras are attacking, and then you need to go and accept your throne." So, which throne? What throne you are talking about? That's not my home. This is my home. I have so many sisters. I have so many wife is there. So many daughters are there. So many sons are there. So many grandsons are there. They are taking very nicely care, and I have nothing is there. And then Brahmaji talks about this sloka. He hit on his head, and then Lord Indra come to in his senses, and he see like what I am eating is there. And so he was so busy in his big life, he forget that he was the king of heavenly planet also. Then he come into his consciousness, and again he goes back to that Swargaloka. So it's very, very difficult to actually understand that we are this body. Lord Indra, Brahmaji himself, we saw how Brahma will only, he was not able to understand Lord Krishna, what to think about ourselves. How we can know God with this defects. So many defects are there in our body. How to defective senses, defective body. How we can understand? Neither we have a taste for devotional service. So that's what a small story was there. So it was very, very difficult to actually understand that we are this body. Okay, we'll see next sloka. Krishna is giving you this example. Whatever you are eating, the digestive system, I am there. Okay, who wants to read it? Dipshika Mataji, is it possible to read? You can read only in English also. That's fine. Anybody can read. You can skip the slokas also if it is fine. Yeah, Ganga Mataji wants to read.
Sadhguru, can
Please.
I?
Yes, Mataji, Ganga Mataji, please go ahead.
Aham Vaishvaka Praninam Deham Asritaha Pranapana Samayuktaha Pachami Annam Chatur Vidam. I am the fire of digestion in the bodies of all living entities, and I join with the air of life, outgoing and incoming, to digest the four kinds of foodstuff.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here Krishna is saying whatever you are eating actually. So in order to see from the gallbladder duct, if you see enzyme is being created, and it goes there into the intestine, and everything gets dissolved, and that's how we digest our food. If somebody having a gallbladder stored, and if that gallbladder is removed from their stomach, what happens? We are not able to digest easily whatever oily things we eat, or whatever bad things we eat. What happen? Again, indigestions happen. So Krishna is saying that the fire of digestion, which we are able, whatever we are eating, so there is a fire after we eat. A small fire will be there in our belly, which helps us to digest our food. So this fire is there. So he's saying that fire, I am that fire Krishna is talking about. And he's saying not that fire only. He's saying even I join the fire with air of life. So I'm saying that's the reason when we call, it's saying I calling you, outgoing calls are coming. And sometimes if somebody calls, it's we say incoming call is there, and whenever recharge gets over, there is no call. So similarly, when the soul leaves this body, or is a saying, or the sans is when Krishna leaves this Paramatma, because that Paramatma, as in Paramatma, is living in the soul. If the Paramatma goes away from that soul, taking the soul, it's a saying, your outcoming, your incoming, everything is finished, and that's the reason we die. So he's saying the sras, this incoming and outgoing, which is known as the prana vayu. So Krishna is saying, I am the fire of digestion, I am the prana vayu, incoming, whatever you are able to inhale and exhale. So that is the sans which is there, the Krishna is there. And with that, Krishna is saying, we are able to digest 4 kinds of food stuff. So what are the food? So if you see Bhima had an extra fire in his stomach to digest. So there are 4 kinds of foodstuffs is there, which can be chewed, which can be sucked, which can be licked, and which can be drink. So example is there, what we can be chew and eaten is there, a normal few food or rice or something is there, which can be sucked. If you take a mango example, a sugar cane, we can suck the rasas or the juices from them. What we can lick is like take honey or chutney which we make. Yes, Dhamati Mataji is licking. Okay, so what we can drink water or juice is there. So that's why Krishna is saying these are the 4 kind of foodstuffs are there. So in the Mangal Arati program also we sing this prayers. Chaturvidha Shri Bhagavad Prasada Swavdhanna Anna Triptan Hari Bhakta Sanghan we sing. There are chaturvidha, and then we talk about, and then say Kritaiva Tripting Bhajata Shadaiva Vande Guru Shri Charanaravindam. So it says the spiritual master actually is always, whenever we offer to the Lord the bhoga, we offered, and that spiritual master is always offering Krishna 4 kinds of delicious food. What are those delicious food? That food which can be licked, chewed, drunk, and sucked. When the spiritual master sees that devotees are satisfied by eating Bhagavad Prasada, he is also satisfied. So I am offering my respectful obeisances unto the lotus feet of such a spiritual master. So that are the 4 kinds of foods. Let's see Krishna is what is saying in the next shloka. Okay, this is very important shloka, one of the very, very important. Who want to read it? Okay, Mahita Mataji. Mahita Mataji have raised her hand. Please
Yes,
go ahead.
Prabhuji. Could I read it only in English?
Yes, Mataji, that's fine.
I am seated in everyone's heart, and from me come remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. By all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the complier of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas.
Yes, thank you, Mataji. So this is very, very important shloka. This is the purpose of the whole Bhagavad Gita. So the Lord says here, talking about the Vedas, is a Sarvasya Charam Hirdi Sanvisto. So he's saying, I am seated in everyone's hearts. So all the 84 lakh species are there. Krishna as a Paramatma, he is sitting there. Krishna is talking about here. And just a minute.
Huh?
Okay, Dhamati Mataji want to read in Sanskrit. Please go ahead, Mataji, no issues.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yeah.
Prabhuji, can you hear me?
Yes, Mataji, please read. Whatever desire.
Sarvasya chaham shriti sannivisto mata smritir jananam
Jnanam.
apohanam jnanam apohanam cha vedaish cha sarvair ahim eva vedyo vedanta krid vedavid eva chaham. Hare Krishna
Thank you, Mataji.
Prabhuji.
Yeah. So Krishna is saying, I'm sitting in every. So whatever desires you'll be having, Krishna will be fulfilling. He's saying, when I sit inside that your heart, he's saying, from me comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. So somebody asked in the second, third, or fourth day, why we are able to forget everything, why we are not able to remember our past lives. So Krishna is giving us, because I'm sitting here, everything comes from there. And we should try to understand we can't cheat actually anybody, any because Lord is personally sitting there in our heart and is observing everything. So he's saying, from me only remembrance is coming. It's same as saying smritir jnanam apohamja. So why is Krishna is talking about this remembrance? If I ask you what you have eaten in the morning, can somebody say what you have eaten? Okay, Dhamati Mataji wants to answer. Yes, Mataji.
Prabhuji, I had dosa.
Okay. What about yesterday morning?
Yesterday morning also I had dosa.
What about 1 week before?
1 week
Last
before also
Friday.
I have dosa.
And what about 1 month before?
Dosa. Every morning I eat dosa before I go to school.
24 hours you eat dosa only.
Before I go to school, Prabhuji, I'll have dosa.
Okay. And what about 3 years back?
Dosa.
So from childhood onwards, you are eating dosa only.
That's why she was giving only one answer. She raised.
Okay, that's nice, Mataji. If you ask me, I'm not such a good at remembrance. If you ask me what I've done in the morning, only I will be able to forget what I have done. So that's me. I'm not able to remember. So Krishna have told me that's you're not able to remember. It's because of yeah. So even in school days also, I used to like fail in the exam and all because I never used to get to remember. So Krishna is jokes apart. So Krishna is saying whatever you are able to remember, actually, it's because of me. So we should be very thankful to Krishna that we are able to remember, because what happened when we are getting old age, we are not able to. Generally, this old people will be complaining that I'm not able to remember anything. And he's saying this knowledge also comes from me only. So if somebody is knowledgeable, if somebody is able to do anything, we should thank Krishna. Because of him only I'm able to be a bit knowledgeable. We are nothing because of anything. Nobody comes, actually nobody learns from the womb of the mother. And saying the forgetfulness also comes from Krishna only. So what happens when we are taking a new birth, we are starting a new life. Actually, whatever we have done in the past life, Krishna make us forgetful. Some cases he make remember to just to have that. Yes, reincarnation generally happens. So think somebody in this life only is going through lot of what we say so many of miseries is there. I'll just take an example. Take any Prabhuji's or Mataji. If I scold you and if I beat you so much, will you be able to forgive me in this life? Or if I take your 1 lakh of rupees and then run away, will you be able to forget me? Like King Indra, I was a pig in my previous life. If I start eating right now, if I remember last birth I was a pig, what will happen? I'll be able to eat food. So in this life only, we don't this life is very very short. We should understand, we should forgive and move ahead. Somebody says it stays in our heart. If the person who is very stronger than us, if they say something and we are not able to tolerate that thing, and it will be keep on revolving, we'll be thinking, if I get this person, I'll give him bang bang. But since we are like lower in strength, we are not able to do. And next life, you suppose I have taken 1 lakh rupees. You have beaten me also, and I'm a higher person. I have become a manager, a CEO, or something, or something like that. And then you, oh, last life you have troubled me so much. I'll trouble you this life. Or suppose take an example of Krishna, husband and wife only. So husband and wife keeps on fighting, or sometimes will be there. The husband will be saying, "Oh, wife, you make this," and the wife will be saying this one. And at the time of death, both of them is thinking about themselves. Next time, the bodies interchange, and they say, "Oh, last life you were there, this life." Suppose in the last life they were husband and wife, and this time they become brother and sister. How the chaos will be there? So Krishna gives the remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness comes from me. And the most important is a Vedascha sarve aham eva vidyo. So Krishna is saying, by all the Vedas, I am to be known. Indeed, I am the compiler of Vedanta, and I am the knower of the Vedas. So if you read the entire Veda also, Krishna is saying, if you completely want to know Krishna, after reading the full Vedas also, you will come to a conclusion that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We should worship him. But what happens when we study Vedas? There are a lot of sections will be there, karma kandis will be there. So suppose if you are not having money, if you read Vedas, there will be a lot of description will be there. Oh, if you do this worship, you will be having a lot of money. If you don't have a house, do this worship, you'll be having this thing. If you don't have a son or daughter, you do this worship, you'll be having. If you are not getting a job, you do this one, you'll be having. So what is that? It's known as a karma kanda. We do this activity in order to get the fruits of our labor. What happened? And that's the reason every time they won't be reading. If you completely read the Vedas, is a Sri Krishna is saying, I am the knower of the Vedas, and he is the compiler of the Veda. He have written this Vedas, and I am, if you read completely, I'm the knower. So purpose of the Veda is to know Krishna. And once we know Krishna, that will happen, then we'll be able to progress in. But in the next slokas also Krishna will be saying, so many things are there, but the main is aim is to know Krishna. So many material things will be there, but we need to filter it out and focus on Krishna. So he's saying Sarvasya Chaham Hirdi Sanvistho. So the Lord is saying, I'm seated in every one heart. So people say, I need to drink. This remembrance also it is coming. So Krishna is making us remember, oh, you need to drink, you need to eat food. Because he's saying, I am sitting in everyone hearts. Let's see what Krishna is saying in the next sloka. Who wanted to read? A lot of devotees raised. Yes, Yashika Mataji, you can read the sloka, and Raja Gopalan Prabhu, you can read the after this one sloka is there.
Yo mam evam asamudho ज्ञानति पुरुषोत्तमं सा सर्वाविद भजति mam sarva bhavena bharat. Whoever knows me as a supreme personality of Godhead without doubting, he is the knower of everything. He therefore engages himself in full devotional service to me, O son of Bharat. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hi, Krishna Mataji. Thank you. So here is saying, talking is as a Krishna says, I am the knower of the Vedas. So he's saying, one after reading the Vedas or knowing me, one who knows me as the supreme personality of Godhead, he never doubts actually. Without doubting, he knows that he is the knower of everything. From him, everything is coming. And because he knows from everything he is coming, whatever we are getting is because of the benefit of Krishna that we are getting. So therefore, what this kind of souls will be doing, he will be engaging himself in full devotional service. And Krishna is saying there the reason he will be doing, and don't rest, they do devotional service after knowing actually, oh no, I need to sleep, I know everything, I have that knowledge. No, after knowing, what they do, after having that knowledge, they perform devotional service also. There is a wonderful story to illustrate is there. Okay, what you are able to see in this picture? Let's see if everyone is alive or awake or slept.
A crow on top of a tree.
Yes, which tree is this?
Palm
Palm
tree.
fruit.
Yes, palm tree in Hindi we call tal tree also. So if you know him, will engage in full devotional service. So there is a story of a young devotee of Krishna. His name was Manu. So what Manu was doing, he went on a pilgrimage for many, many days and was walking towards the land of Vrindavan. So he saw, there was suddenly when he was there in the Vrindavan, he saw near the river side, actually a lot of voice was coming. When he went took a closer look, he saw a group of scholars was there, pandits was there who was arguing actually from where we all have coming, what is the beginning of the time, and like this sorry, they were discussing about so heavily subjects. Oh, what is time, what is God, and all those things was there. And the thing was that each one of them was trying to prove that he know the best by using big words and juggleries, and they were quoting from, sorry, somebody saying something. Okay. Yeah, so each one of us trying to prove that he knows the best words. And what happening, so this on just they were sitting beside this tal tree or the palm tree. So what happened, this crow flew from this one tree. And what happened, this one, maybe I couldn't find that the tal tree will be there, a palm will be there. So what happened, or the palm, or if you take an example of coconut also, whatever is there. So this one happened when the crow fell, this coconut, the fruit was there, it fell in front of this ground. Then they start, the scholars is again started their discussion. And then the first one explained, what a coincidence here, you can see. And then other people say, why it is like that. So the bird flies from a tree and a fruit drops. is exactly at the same time. It is so amazing to know how the chance is actually working, or the luck is working. And then they said, no, 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 it's not like that. Actually, there is nothing like a chance or something. Is that then another scholar said, after arguing, and said, no, everything works as a result of something else. The tal fruit, which was obviously fell to the ground because the crow tried to land on it. That's the reason this fruit came into the third scholar actually said, you people doesn't know anything. This is just a pure guesswork. Actually, what happened, due to gravity, this tal fruit actually fall down. As a result, this bird flew away. And like that, they were given different thoughts, and they were saying they knew the best. And this devotee, he was amused by their conversation and exchange of their knowledges. And then he stepped forward and said, gentlemen, I've been listening to your arguments. It's very surprised that you are such a learned man, and you are unable to come to a agreement, or over such a small matter is there. So if you allow me, like, I can settle this matter for you very easily. And then said, yeah, you can say. So this devotee of the Lord, he said, do you all agree? And then said, what? That not a blade of grass also move without the mercy of the Lord. And then all the scholars said, yes, yes. They nodded their head and said in the agreement. So then say the Lord, this gentleman, the devotee said, actually this bird flew and the fruit fell down, both by the will of the Lord. And then what Manu, this devotee did, he took this fruit, he went to that river, washed it, and then he came to the scholars, and he said that the Lord is very powerful. He accept everything. Patram pushpam phalam toyam. He said he can accept fruit, water, flower, and even leaves also. And when they are offered in love and devotion. So then this devotee, he just broke off this fruit and offered it to the Lord and offered two prayers. And then he distributed this prasadam among the scholars. And he said, it is actually more sensible to do something more positive, rather being positive and rather be in present than to argue about the past. So the scholars agreed at once, and then one of them has said, as long as one of the purpose of our life, we know, it doesn't matter where we are coming from. We shouldn't be arguing over this small matters. Our only duty is to serve the Supreme Lord with what happened, with love and devotion. So where we are coming from, it's not important at present. How we can get from out of this dark well, that is more important. So that's a small story about that is there. Let's see, Rajagopalan Prabhu, you wanted to read, please go ahead. Prabhu, is it possible to unmute yourself and read?
इति उक्त्य तमं शास्त्रम् इदम् उक्तं मया नघ एताद् बुद्धिमान् स्यात् कृतकृत्यस्य च भरत. This is the most confidential part of the Vedic scriptures, O sinless one, and it is disclosed now by me. Whoever understands this will become wise, and these endeavors will know the perfection.
Yes. Thank you. I'll request devotees, just give me 5 minutes more. There is very important shloka about Srila Prabhupada also. When we read and hear about Srila Prabhupada, you'll be able to progressing more in devotional service also, if it is possible. Yeah, so 15.20 is there. It's saying this is one of the most confidential part of this Vedic scripture, which Krishna is saying in this 21. He's saying to this Arjuna, this whatever I have disclosed now, which has been disclosed by me, whoever understand this will become very wise, and he will endeavor to know his perfection. We have saying all these four kind of Vedas are there. Out of the knowledge which Krishna in this few backs is saying, he is to be known, and who knows perform this devotional service. So this is the confidential part of the Vedic scriptures. Even if you read the complete Vedic scripture also, it will come and you will become, by reading, you will becoming voice. And then once you engage in devotional service, what will happen? By all your endeavors, it will be perfectionist will be there. Let's see who wants to read the next shloka. It's about chanting of the holy name or the benefits which we get out from the holy names. And after this is about Srila Prabhupada. Okay. Ramesh Prabhu, you want to read? Prabhu, please go ahead.
Hare
You can
Krishna
read in the
Prabhuji.
only English word also translation. That is fine. Prabhu.
Okay. Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Yes,
One
Prabhu.
should always remember Vishnu and never forget him. All injunctions and prohibitions are based upon these two principles. Hare Krishna
Yes.
Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu. So this is Krishna is giving you two formula. What is the first formula? One should always remember Lord Vishnu or Krishna. What is the second formula? One should never forget him. When we remember, how we can be doing? By chanting of the holy name. So it's saying all this injunction and prohibition are based on this two principle. So when we do, we should remember whatever. When we are happy, we should remember Krishna. When we are in distress, we should remember Krishna. We should never like forget him. And then when we'll be there, then will you perform your duty. Also remember Krishna. Never forget. When you do this one, what will happen? You'll be able to proceed. Let's see what Srila Prabhupada. So this is about whatever we this complete since today was a small chapter, so we thought let's discuss about Srila Prabhupada also, because 16, 17 and 18 chapters are a bit long. So who is Srila Prabhupada? So this course what we are conducting by Seshadripuram, Bangalore, is known as Gita Gyan. So this course is based on the book named by Bhagavad Gita as it is. It is written by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Who is Srila Prabhupada? We can see some pictures also, you'll be able to see. So Srila Prabhupada, actually, he was born on the next day when it was Krishna Janmashtami in 1896. Srila Prabhupada was born in Kolkata. He was born to a very, very pious family, and his father name was Gaur Mohan De and mother name was Rajni Deve. At the age of 5 years, we can see how Srila Prabhupada here is doing Rath Yatra. There is like, if I continue speaking about this slide, it will take 1 hour, but just to give you a short synopsis I'm giving. So when at the age of 5 years, he organized a Rath Yatra in his locality. And later at the age of 75 years, he is starting the Rath Yatra festival in all the important cities of the world. We can see if you go to Puri, usually the foreigners are not allowed to go inside the one, and the white lords actually come outside to give darshan. We see sometimes we tell and we feel that we are going to temple to take darshan of the Lord. No, actually the Lord is taking darshan of us. So that's the reason some people are not able to go to the temple. So the Lord comes in form of Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, Mai, and give. This is the Jagannath ji is this deities of this Kali Yuga, and he gives out of. When you see this Jagannath deity, you'll be falling in love. So big guys, you'll feel like hugging him. So that's his mercy. Mercy is there, and he says when somebody pulls a rope of Rath Yatra, it's a saying you won't be taking birth again in this material world if you don't commit sins. That is also there. So there's a long story also how Srila Prabhupada used to do Rath Yatra. He used to ask his father, and then he used to engage everyone, and that's the love he used to see. He wanted to give the Krishna prem to everyone, and he started why Rath Yatra will be only celebrated in Puri, because a lot of foreign devotees, they wanted to, when Srila Prabhupada, that they were not allowed inside the devotees, and then Srila Prabhupada said we can also do, and that's how he brought all devotees, and his father started giving Krishna prema. So when he was at the age of 22, he was actually married. Okay, photo is there? It's not there. So he was married to wife. Her name was Radharani Devi, and with her they had 3 sons and 1 daughter. So Srila Prabhupada actually have studied from Scottish Church College and had given up his degrees for Gandhi's calls. At that time, if you remember, our country, India, was got independence in 1947, and Srila Prabhupada was also like, he was very much impressed with Nehru also, Jawaharlal Nehru. Sorry, this what is name? Neta Subhash Chandra Bose. He was studying in a Scottish church also, and he was also part of this civil disobedience movement, which was Gandhiji's, and he was very impressed with Gandhiji's life. So he also was there, and he left everything, and then there. So then he used to took actively part in this freedom fight, also India struggle or this. So in his youth, he was attracted to this Gandhi philosophy and his principle. So what happens? So one of his friend came and said there is one uh, different senior disciple is there, sannyasi is there. He's giving some class. Would you like to join? So then Srila Prabhupada said, yeah, why not? And then Srila Prabhupada, they said, this is that at the age of 26, he accepted the formal initiation actually in 1932 from Srila Bhakti. We can see this picture is there. Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. He was Guru was the first time. He only met Srila Prabhupada met with him 2 times. And when the first time he went, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj saying, you gentlemen, why don't you seems very learned and you can speak a lot of good languages in English also. Why don't you go and preach to the Western countries? And that's why he took this instruction as a very serious mode. And he's saying like as he progressed in his grihastha life also in 1944, Srila Prabhupada started the back to God magazine also, and he was starting printing. And in 19 he used to go to different leaders. We can see Jawaharlal Nehru also here. So he used to go to the different stalwarts politician. Everyone used to give Bhagavad Gita copies. And then in 1954 Srila Prabhupada actually adopted to this Vanaprasthashram. He took Vanaprasthashram, and in 1959, Srila Prabhupada completely accepted sannyas. And we can see this is the famous ship Jaladuta, which Srila Prabhupada, at the age of 69 in 1965, he traveled alone to USA with only 40 rupees in a cargo ship to fulfill the instruction of his spiritual master to spread the teachings of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the Western countries. He was at the age of 69, he was staying in the Radha Damodar. So if you are visiting Vrindavan, so Vrindavan is the holy land. If the people come to there to leave their body, and the Radha Damodar is the hub of the spiritual center. So from there only is there everything emanates. So he was there. He have a choice. He could have stayed and there leave his body. No, but he wanted to give the Krishna prema, and he was having a faith on his Guru words. And that's the reason we see. So from 1965, he traveled around 14, like for the whole country 14 times. Can you imagine at the age of 70 years, he's traveling to all the countries just to preach this Krishna consciousness movement? And he have initiated more than 10,000 disciples. We can see so many foreigners who were hippies, they have become happies, and they have taken to Krishna consciousness movement. He have done more than 10,000 disciples. And not that also, he have constructed more than 108 temples and farms and communities in just a span of 12 years. Can you imagine? So all these big peoples are learning from Srila Prabhupada just with 45 rupees. How in 12 years he was able to bid? Not in this one, in Russian or Russia country also. There was this Bhagavad Gita was not allowed. How he instructed all those devotees also help lot of them. And that's what he was able to publish. We can see how he was giving so many preaching to other countries, big peoples also. And that's how whatever the books we are is, we have published more than 150 books, including Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita at the age of 69. And he have registered this International Society for Krishna Consciousness in 1966 for propagating the message of Lord Krishna to this world. So a lot of foreign devotees are asked also, it should be named as International Society for God Consciousness. Srila Prabhupada said, no, it's a wonderful name. It should be the Krishna consciousness, because we want to preach Krishna is the God. And that's the reason we are all here. So we should be very indebted to Srila Prabhupada. Because of Srila Prabhupada only, we are here and learning Bhagavad Gita. We are able to read. Because of him, he have written in such a digestive way that we are able to understand. Otherwise, we can see when he was there, just by seeing the people he used to become devotees. See, he is not there. The Srila Prabhupada always used to tell, even if I leave this material world, I'll be remaining in my books. I will be always alive in my book. So that's the reason when we read Srila Prabhupada books, what happens? We are taking association with Srila Prabhupada, and that's the reason our hearts are getting changed. And that's the reason we are able to progress in devotional service. That's Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So when we glorify devotees, when we pray to Srila Prabhupada, whatever difficulties are there in your life, you pray to Srila Prabhupada that I'm not able to proceed in devotional service. Srila Prabhupada is the eminent Acharya. He will help you. He will be able to connect you with the whole parampara, and when the parampara prayers will go, and that's how Krishna will be able to listen to, because Lord Krishna doesn't know this. When you pray to acharyas or the previous acharyas, Srila Prabhupada is the most merciful acharya, I can say. So that is all Srila Prabhupada, because if he was not there, then I don't know what I would have been doing right now, other sinful activities or something like that. So maybe after this class, I'll show you one if somebody is interested, because it's already very late. We'll chant one time of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And after the class, if somebody is interested, I'll show you one video also of Srila Prabhupada. There are a lot of videos are there. There is 5 to 10 minutes of video. If somebody is interested, I can show you. Yeah, it's generally I don't so, but yeah. So this is about certificate. If somebody is regular in the class and attending minimum 12 days and taking quizzes after the class, they can get a copy of this certification of completion. So Srila Prabhupada has put day and night so many number of hours to there. He used to only sleep for 2 hours. So I'll request devotees, you can give to your families and friends also. This money which you will be giving also, it will be coming back in a form also. So this is like known as a Sastradhan also you'll be giving. New Year is coming, or Christmas is coming. So that's why even if you have, you can give it to your family and friends also. And tomorrow there is a very special session on Japa workshop part 1. So you can invite your family and friends also. What needs to be chanted, why Hare Krishna mantra is there, we'll be talking on that. And part 2
Same
will be
times, Prabhuji.
yes, Mataji, most probably it will be on 7 p.m. I'll communicate tomorrow morning maximum. Tomorrow we'll be there. What time Japa workshop will be? The most probably will be having 7 p.m. only. If due to some work or something is there, then we can change the timing also. And that second part will be taking on Sunday 18th of December, and we'll request there is at least try to join in the morning 6:30. That is starts from tomorrow is Saturday, so tomorrow we'll be having a special class of Srimad Bhagavatam. Maybe I'll send you this one. And we don't chant. We usually only for Saturday we complete our rounds in English one only. We'll be having others also will continue in different classes. So it's a saying. Daily Gita classes is there. So even if you are reading one shloka or hears one shloka and recites Gita, so it's a saying you're equivalent to doing Aswamadhyaya Yag also. So I'll request everyone you can join every day. So it's a saying where Bhagavad Gita finish, Srimad Bhagavatam starts. So Bhagavad Gita is the song of the God, and Srimad Bhagavatam it explains about the Lord. Krishna personally is telling, and it's a saying whoever brings Srimad Bhagavatam at home is bringing Krishna personally at home. So in Srimad Bhagavatam is a Amala Puraram, is like as mango is the sweetest or the king of the fruits. Similarly, all the scripture Srimad Bhagavatam is the sweetest, and is there. It's been spoken by Sukadev Goswami. Sukadev Goswami, the Sukha or the parrot only goes and touches the ripe fruit. So this is the ripest among the Vedas, is how it is there. Srila Prabhupada used to say, so suppose if you are going to a temple, what do? You wake up early in the morning, you take bath, and after taking bath, you dress up for yourself, you go to a market, you buy some fruits, then you take cab, auto, cycle, whatever, and then you reach to temple. And then once you go inside the temple, and then you worship the Lord. So in the Vedas or the other scriptures, it will talk, okay, you have woke up early morning, whatever, from reaching to temple, it will show you everything. But Srimad Bhagavatam only talks about pure devotional service, how you are worshipping the Lord. It's only talks. So that's the reason Srimad Bhagavatam is Amala Purana. Yes, Bhagavatam classes tomorrow is there, Mataji, Saturday. Tomorrow morning it will be there. So once a weekly classes will be there of Srimad Bhagavatam. So right now we are about to finish Canto 1. We have started again. We will start. So that's just there. If somebody have Srimad Bhagavatam, please read it daily. If you don't have, you can also order for yourself and for your family members also. Okay, this is our address. It's on Seshadripuram, Bangalore. Please do come visit and take the association of the devotees. Take the darshan of the wonderful deities of the Lord, Gaurangi Bangaloreshwari, Jagannath Baldev Subhadramai, and Lakshmi Narasimha Dev, Prahlad Maharaj, Vaman Dev, and Giri Govardhan Ji, Shaligram Shila, Nitai Gauranga, Panchatattva, and Guru Parampara. So any questions we'll take after this class. Thank you devotees for joining. And I see the time is already done. So maybe we'll chant one time of Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. I'll stop the recording. And yeah, so devotees can wait.